Yo, we're the Zone Runners, and this time we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ain't ready.
I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. Probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory, but a ghost tried to approach me and got leery.
Asked him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alleys. It didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back him up with the fist, metal crackling. I'm hearing someone saying, use a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall, and then I started to fly, I went in deeper.
Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's it, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. Can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. Gonna hold my head, cause I got nothing to fear. Probably seem crazy, crazy theory. A ghost tried to approach me and got leery.
Yo, I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna hang down in Pumpkin Hill because I need my next drink. Try to find a vampire blood and I liked it, cause they said just a drop would make me go hyper. And now I'm walking like Frankenstein because I need another taste of that fine red wine. Laying silver chains and pull fangs without pain. Drain veins in a staked brain. What? Are my raps too violent? Yo, I didn't kill the guy, just keeping it quiet. That you can log as a merciful attack. The true death reserved for the guy who calls bars raps. Ding dong, trick or treat, it's a me, Halsey, yes sorry, and I'm a doctor this year. So please, why don't you hand over all the candy, and we won't have to show you our graveyard theory.
Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. Can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. Gonna hold my head, cause I got nothing to fear. It probably seems crazy, graveyard theory. A ghost tried to approach me and got leery.
Yo, Dr. Halsey, let me clear out some of these corpses, brother. I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna chill down a Pumpkin Hill. I'm gonna keep it hella real. Serving hot soup, force feed beyond your fill. When you wanna test me, but you lack any skill. Bloodsuckers wanna hunt me in the night, but their fangs only talk, they never really bite. Take a stake or two and drive it through your chest in one strike. Now what was it about me you didn't really like? Get stalked by the undead, so I got 12 gauges aimed at his dumb head. Turn pumpkins from orange to blood red. Grab your jack-o'-lanterns, here comes the sunset. Howl at the moon, whispers in the air, I'm coming for you soon, yeah. I've got a graveyard theory that says you'll be buried before you get anywhere near me.
Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Cemetery pop like a dancing machine. Down the moonwalk, I can feel it in my feet. The thrilling of this killing got me grooving to this beat. Ain't hard to see, the funk is everywhere. Bobbing my head, cause I got nothing to fear. It's music like a conspiracy theory. And alien shit, the DTF, I said, girl, I hear. But it's around somewhere. Try to approach me and go, yeah. Spooky, spooky, spooky. Spooky, spooky, scary skeleton. Spooky, scary skeleton. Shivers down your spine. Shaking skulls will shock your blood. Fill you up tonight.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Duke CT. What are you doing? How you feeling, ladies and gentlemen? How are you doing? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling blessed. I hope you continue on this whole crazy little thing we're on, this world life and everything else. Uh, anyway, man, just want to get you to, just want to make sure that all the stuff here is on point and everything. Thank you so much for listening. We got a lot to talk about. We got like Microsoft, the free fall of Xbox Game Pass, the free fall of everything else, and it's just like all this other stuff's going on here with Microsoft and everything else, and what's going on, and we look into that type of stuff today, and you know just want to make sure that we can get to that type of thing. Just want to talk about that. But first, I want to talk about the WWE. The WWE is in neutral, and honestly, it's not really surprising. Let me just get this stuff right here and make sure every little thing is going on point. And let's see if I can find the thing here. All right. We get a nice little picture here and seeing how it just feels, everything feels just stagnant and just not really, nothing is moving. And I wonder, I look at this, talk about this subject about WE and its lack of movement is because of, I mean, it started last year, actually. Last year, Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel was that was the beginning of that lull with that whole, well, we don't know who's going to be that whole, Crown Jewel championship. All the storylines were completely stopped, and it just continues to be, well, in the stagnation stuff out here. It still feels in that stagnation, and the problem right now in WWE, and the problem when I look at WWE right now and seeing what's happening, like say, let's look at the vision and see how that whole mess here started. Let me just, let's get. Oh, this is too small. I don't see. No, 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 no. Gosh. Let's see if I can get this image a bit bigger, if I can. Or let's see. All right, that's enough. Let me just get this right here. Want to make sure, because you never know with these type of things. Just share the screen here. There it is, and boom. If y'all remember that. Oh, nice little spooky background for you. Spooky, scary. Not skeletons, but pumpkins. Halloween's the month, ladies and gentlemen. All right, but yeah. Look at the division. Remember them. It felt like it was all going to be this huge, big thing. It was going to be the big new storyline, evolution, bloodline, all this type of stuff. That's what it felt like. And I was just sick of it. Personally, I didn't care. I felt like they were just waiting for a long time for Braun and all this other stuff. But then Seth Rollins gets hurt. That's right. Seth Rollins is injured. So that means we got some new people to show up here. You got some new folks to be in here. The new people, the big people. Let's see, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. And when you saw like that, you're like, man, Breaker destroyed. Let's see, old Seth Rollins, and you think, okay, maybe he will finally be in that higher position. No, he's still slumming. In fact, supposedly there are reports that he couldn't get into that barrel because he get babyface cheers. I'm like, well, that is true. Seth Rollins has been a bastard. Well, what did you expect that one? Braun has been getting cheered when he was debuting. In fact, he was getting cheered when he was a villain, a heel, last year, when there was change the channel back and forth, what have you. And he was getting, and I think the Vision stalled that. I honestly, the Vision was one of the things that stalled Braun Breaker. He doesn't need that stuff. He should be your main guy, push for that world title. He should have been. He should have had a really strong debut at the Rumble. He should have been taking things out. And if you really want to do something real, he should have been like he should have won King of the Ring. He should have won the world title, and just start there. This whole vision stuff. It's just this. And heck, I don't know why it is a problem with WWE across the board. They have so many old guys in that main event. Too many people in the 40s and late 30s. Hell, Bronson Reed here, he's like in 36. There hasn't been a WWE champion born like in the 90s or something. Like there hasn't been a champion, a world champion, and Braun was right there. Instead, what do you have? You have Seth Rollins. You got Seth Rollins is gone. We have the Yeet Man versus CM Punk. It's that's what it's going to be. In fact, here's the messed up part. Jey Uso lost the number one contendership match. He lost a number one contendership match against Punk. And like, all I ask, a little bit comments. It just doesn't, for the number one contendership and such. He was pinned. It really does not make any sense to me when you have this, when you have all this, like, supposedly he's going to be your big star. This is going to be your big, your big stars, your big moment. And, he gets like the second, shot or whatever. This is the problem when you have these main event stuff right there. This is the problem of when you have the horrible buildup of these new stars, and you're just like, okay, we're just running back again. And let me just see if I can get this thing here. We gotta run this again. And this right here again, 39 years old, and Jey Uso's 39. Punk's like what, 40 in his 40s at this point, late 40s? I mean, that's why I worried about him getting a world title in AEW. He shouldn't be in that position. Punk should not have been a world champion. I said this, Hangman should not have lost that belt to Punk, and I keep saying that. And I've been vindicated ever since. And Punk being in that world championship, and if he does win, fine. But the problem is you're gonna have another issue of like injuries. Punk is old man. He's gonna be, he can't go as long as you can do it. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if WWE gets to panic mode because we don't have any new stars. Like, hit the Brock button. They're gonna have Brock Lesnar come in. I wouldn't be surprised. He comes to the Saturday Night's Main Event and he takes down Punk and sets up a match at Survivor Series. Punk versus Lesnar. Lesnar wins, and we have Lesnar hold that belt until eternity. And there you go. And that's what's going to happen. That's what it is in this situation. And speaking of things that have been in the loop for an entire 10, let me just see if I can get this one here. This match. Oh, my goodness. Hey, everyone. You know the song here? Same as, the same thing here. Let's see. Cody Rhodes versus Drew. He's way too much online. McIntyre. I am just, they had a definitive match at WrestlePalooza, and they, I'm just tired of seeing these two, same thing. Nothing is changing. People want to talk about Hangman's status, as champion. No one wants to talk about Cody. His first run as WWE champion and this one. What is his main thing? What are his main stories and such? What was his one thing in this whole thing? Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens who loses every time. That sort of thing. Just an ultimate loser. The same as Drew McIntyre. Loser. And that's what it is. It's just loser, more losers, and stuck in this stagnation of the main event. And how it's not just them, ladies and gentlemen. It is not just them. And you can see this in NXT. Let's look. Let me see if I can get the NXT stuff. Where is it? NXT. Let's look. NXT is going to have a last man. And let me see if I can see if I can find the stuff here. Where is it? NXT. What? Let's see. Because it's been announced. Twick Williams versus Ricky Saints. And going down in that situation. Let me just see. Ricky Saints and Twick Williams. Let me just see here. Interrupting a championship match, and both of them weren't even punished, by the way. I think there was going to be a last man standing match for NXT Gold Rush. So it's going to be a NXT Championship match: Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams. And you want to talk about someone been in a loop and such? Trick Williams, who was champion, a two-time NXT champion, and he's a two-time NXT champion. You think that he should be, well, he is, let me see again, 31. So I think he should be beyond the stuff. And then he had his TNA phase and such. You think that, you look at his, I remember him he dropped the TNA championship. And you wonder, you're like, oh, wow, he he won the, he's like, okay. You're like, okay, this guy is going to the main roster, right? He's going to the main roster. He had his little thing here. He's a TNA champion. He did all he can do in NXT. He should be going to the main roster right now. No, he's still stuck at NXT. And this is, again, the problem with NXT being a brand, and I keep saying this, is that you can't have these guys graduate. They stay there until they have worn out their welcome, to the point that when they get to that main roster, they're just like, most people, they either just, are in this weird holding pattern, like Braun Breaker, or they become completely irrelevant, like Carmella Hayes. They had that one great 7-match series of Andrade, and everything else, he's been tagging with The Miz, and then he just doesn't appear. Oh, he had some dark matches against Cody Rhodes. And that's nothing. That's less than nothing. Owner in the chat saying, owner of a stolen gun. Ricky is on. Yes, he is. You see what you understand what I'm saying? These two, Ricky and Trick, should not be in that developmental. He should not be in developmental. They should be on that main roster. They should be on the main roster. They should be on that main show. And now they're on the USA. You have this the CW, and international stuff is Netflix. They can't do that. And I know I'm repeating myself, but I believe I honestly think I'm right. Is when you have these shows on these, you can't have developmental stuff on these shows. Like, they can't be developmental anymore. They are now on this prime time show, and they've grown, and they have all these championships and everything else. The audience, the story is over at this point, and now you want them to say, "Oh, we're going to go over here now." You see the problem is? You see the problem, and I think this was the problem with turning developmental into that. You can look at the and look. I enjoyed Black and Gold era, but maybe that was maybe that was not the best way to do it. Maybe you should have just done an NXT 2.0 earlier, and not have that whole stealing on the show, stealing Okay, maybe take some ROH talent to help the guys, young guys, or people who there and train them. But don't just, you know what I'm trying to say, is that don't put them so much and feature them to the point that it's like you're making this like basically WWE's version of Ring of Honor and not do much with these guys when they go to the main roster and they have to wait until, when old Vinnie Mac is gone, when they actually can try to do something interesting with these characters. The problem is the time window is up for those main characters, and it's time for the people who have been in NXT 2.0 or such like that to make their statements, to make those big things. And instead, what are Trick Williams doing? Still fighting NXT. Going right around again, fighting against Ricky Saints. This whole on-site thing, which is it's just like oh, we're just wasting time until the Royal Rumble. That's what it is. That's not Gold Rush. It's like we're waiting time for the Royal Rumble. And in fact, I think the people on that main roster, when you look at the whole thing, didn't stay that long in NXT. They were a saga. They didn't stay for years and years in NXT. When the W Network, they were in. They got 3 or 4 months, and especially they were like hire stuff like Drew McIntyre, or Bobby Roode, or Shinsuke Nakamura, or other Sami Zayn. They got put up there, right? They were like, okay, we got 2 or 3 months good time. Now we building you up. You're built up already. Go on the main roster. They didn't spend a year or 2 or 3 years in the and stuff like that. Trick Williams, he should be on that main roster yesterday. Same thing as Ricky Saints, Obafemi. Again, Obafemi is like he should be on that main roster yesterday as well. But now again, they're stuck in neutral. WWE isn't stuck in neutral. And I don't think they're going to get themselves out of it until, they're going to be, their hands going to be forced. And then I remember, let me just look at this. Let me see if I can get this picture up because, good Lord, this thing. Oh, goodness. Took me to see Ticketmaster the show. Let's see, yada, yada, yada. Let's see. Oh, it's kind of WrestleMania tickets, by the way. I just want to see what the cost is. Let's see. Ringside seats. 32,000. Well, at least it looked cheaper at this point. Let's see. Let's look at the deep places. Let's see. Jeez. Yeah. No, they're still expensive. But let's see. Where's that picture? Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? The WrestleMania stuff. Let's see. That picture was where is it? WrestleMania 42. All right, where's the pictures? Oh God, this was wrong one. Let's see. Because again, this that picture, which just is the height of it. Here it is. Nope, it's not here. Let's see, 42. Let's see. Where is it? Card game. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Nope, that was one. Oh, let's see. There it is. And share. This shows you right here what WWE's main event talent is. Old. All these guys old. No, Trick Williams, no Kamala Hayes, no Bianca Belair, no Rhea Ripley, no Io Sky, none of the people who actually hold it down. How the ladies who held it down had the best matches on that card. Let's be honest. Naomi, Jay Cargill, um, let's see, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair. Those are the ladies who held it down. Hell, Rhea Ripley held it down. You got Io Sky, them doing good stuff. The Kabuki Warriors are coming back. Kairi Sane and Asuka. Charlotte Flair and Asuka doing. No, I mean not Asuka. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Those type of thing. That team and everything. They look very interesting. There's other stuff here. The ladies are doing all the work. And I honestly, how Stephanie Valkyrie, which something I wish the women are doing what the men should be doing, building up the young talent. And Braun Breaker should be just as popular as Rhea Ripley. Instead, it's Brock Lesnar again. It's CM Punk again. It is Roman Reigns again. It is Cody Rhodes again. It is Triple H, a guy who says, "Oh, I don't want to be in the main spotlight." Here you are, man. Here we are once again. These are the old men. They are old, all of them, old guys who have been, honestly, in some cases, the detriment of your company for the past year. And you know who I'm talking about. Right here. One of your detriments right here is in your district. Meanwhile, the ones who are actually the hard workers, Bianca, Naomi, Jade, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Kyrie, all of them. Hell, I'll put Bailey and Lana Vaquera as well. Hell, Becky Lynch doing yeoman's work, making the Intercontinental Championship feel actually important. Elevating people. Instead, look at the people you set up there with your stupid commercial that hyped everything up, and that it is again the slap in the face of this entitlement, like this weird, like not time, but the slap in the face to every one of these young the ladies on that card, the people on the who actually are doing the work. Roman's not even there most times. Punk is the only people that worry about Roman. He's there fine. He's gonna be retiring probably a couple years to the movie, same as Cody Rhodes and probably Punk too. And then when you have all these old people, they're gonna be gone soon, which honestly wouldn't surprise me. Who are you gonna be left with if people just be like, "Oh, we'll push Braun anyway." Now, instead of actually building up young talent that should be on their position now, instead of we'll just wait. We'll just wait. That's gonna bring people. That's gonna bring butts and seats. We'll just wait, and that is why this is why the act. This is why, man. The meet the new boss, same as the old one, and they're gonna be stuck in neutral until they get some people who actually know what they're doing, and the stagnation can end. I am tired of the stagnation. I am sick to death of the stagnation, and quite honestly, I think that the stagnation has hurt everybody. The stagnation will continue to hurt everyone to the point that people are just going to stop bored and stop watching. But that's my personal opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Leave something in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Ring the bell if you need to. Anyway, Anyway, thank you so much for listening and being here in this little spooky edition of the Dukect Lounge. By the way, we will return right after this. We're going to talk about something even more ghastly. Oh, Microsoft and its complete backwards stuff going on right now. We'll be right back right after this here live on the Dukect Lounge. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is me, Dukect. Thank you so much for joining me on this lovely Thursday evening here on the Dukect Lounge. Well, let's get this party started and all that good stuff. Remember, if you want to, connect to me, always the chat is right there and all that good stuff. And always love the connection and everything else here. Like, subscribe. Also, I'm going to be, cutting up pieces again, putting on my main channel of this. The live stream stuff will be here, and the stuff on the gaming on the regular channel will be there too. I'm gonna try to actually start doing reviews again and some other vlog thoughts to really get my channel back up to speed and everything. Because man, I feel a little more refreshed. Sometimes just like you get away from something a while and you feel much better and such. That's what I feel right now. Anyway, let's talk a little about someone that needs a refreshing and a little to look back and everything else. Let's talk about Game Pass. That's what Microsoft. Oh Lord, it's been a bit of a doozy. Well, Xbox latest financial core of 2026 revealed a 2% decline in Xbox revenue. It hurts when most stores are actually not carrying it anymore. No, seriously. Let me just see if I can get this thing here. Um. All right. Let's see. There's some. There were some stores getting it kicked out of, which let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, let's see. There's looking saying that there are some stores like I think there was supposedly rumors, but it looks like the rumor is not true actually. Microsoft and Target saying that Target and Walmart are not removing it. That's just a weird rumor. But this one is not a rumor. This is right here. The impact stuff here, uh, due to real console souls. But yeah, here we are, driven by Game Pass and third-party content. Which, by the way, since that's probably going to change. Is Game Pass is let's see. Let's look at the whole Game Pass right here. They raised the right there in October. Well, we're still in October, by the way, when Microsoft raised Game Pass subscriptions, sparking backlash to the point that there are even major retailers, including Costco, actually, to move the service from their sale. Like it's just we're not doing this. And you had let's chewing out some ice. Oh, the professionalism. Anyway, through several recent releases as Ninja Gaiden 4, which I'm playing, it's actually very fun. Gosh, it reminds me so much of some Bayonetta 3 with more with higher fidelity. And actually, it made me look like it made me realize that there's some other good 3D indie stuff there on Steam. So I'm gonna probably look more into that. So stay tuned for maybe some blog or maybe even video reviews based on those games right there. So stay tuned for that. But Ninja Gaiden 4 and the Outer Worlds 2 are prophecy received, and personally I don't care for the Outer Worlds. It's just I never played either one, and I feel like I'm happier doing so. They were positively received, but the commercial performance fell short. Of course, you raise the price up to $30 a month. Of course, people are going to be canceling it. You got like Forza 6, Clockwork Revolution, and Fable. Not Call of Duty, by the way. I wonder when that. Oh wait, they just did Black Ops 7, and nobody likes it. No one likes. And they're just like, no, they hate it. But yeah, the Despite the drop in Xbox revenue, Microsoft overall core performance remains robust. They reported a 24% increase in income, reaching $38 billion, while net rose 12% to $20.7 billion. And yet, they're still laying off people. Once again, they have laid off so many people, closed so many studios, and yet they're like, oh, we're still making all this money. I know they're trying to say, oh, it goes to AI. Yeah, AI. Oh, man, the AI bubble is going to burst. It is going to be, and they're going to be begging for a bailout. So just prepare for that. Microsoft is going to be doing a bailout. Just be forewarned. And now you're looking at what they're going to do. All this, what's going on and such. And then you have what just happened yesterday, actually. Let me see if I can share this tab. Microsoft's outage affects thousands of Xbox, Starbucks, in-app interruptions. Oh yeah, I had a little bit of problem yesterday, but I didn't usually use. All I did was play a little bit of the games, and that was it. But yet, internet users were left in the dark when the problems with Microsoft services triggered widespread outages, such as proper sites as Xbox, Kroger, and Starbucks. Tens of thousands of users reported experienced outages with Microsoft Zero, the tech giant's cloud platform, according to Down Detector. Users of Minecraft, Xbox, and Microsoft 365, all owned by the tech giant, report issues accessing websites. Other popular retailers such as Kroger and Starbucks were also caught up in the outage. They say we're sorry for the inconvenience. At the moment, all business sites and mobile apps experience unexpected outage. Our technical teams are working to resolve this issue as quickly as possible. Global outage impact on Microsoft Azure platform. Yada yada yada. Several Alaskan and Hawaiian Airlines services hosts. Oh boy, that's not good. All the digital internet of everything, including the websites. See one little thing like that AWS outage, man. Those outages, man. They like these little things. Next thing you know, you can be like, oh crap. Oh no, half the internet is down, and it's because like, oh look, we have like this part here is here like, oh this website is totally not connected, totally not what's the word, totally connected to this web service and such. It's not going to go down or anything. It goes down, boom, here we are. Stuff doesn't work, not just gaming, but also airlines and shopping stuff. And the AWS, you had stuff like that thing broke down, and people's everything came down from like weird stuff happening, including their beds, $2,000 online beds. Where are we as a society that we need a smart bed? You get a nice comfortable mattress and you fall asleep on it. That's it. If you need to warm yourself up, you get like an electric blanket or one of those heating blankets. You want some warm water or something. You get some of that. You slide it. Like you can do this. There's YouTube. You can find YouTube stuff there to actually help you find good warm stuff. You can do that. I believe in you. But yeah, this right here though, it worries me. Service to be restored Wednesday evening. Yada yada yada. But yeah, here it is. It is. They said, yep, and now it's yeah. Look at this Scottish part. Your government is now being basically suspended because of this outage. What if it's malicious next time, and then next, a huge important vote or something like a decision in Scottish or England or Scottish, Irish or in UK, France or Germany, heck, even the United States might have this problem. So that worries because we have this DNS issues or everything else. They have right here. This is the problem. Amazon, Microsoft, and Google have a triopoly on cloud services and storage. Being an outage of even part of the infrastructure can keep like hundreds of thousands of applications and systems. Due to the cost of host of web content, economic forces lead to consolidation of resources, and very few large players players, but it's effectively putting all our eggs in one of three baskets. So this could be, there is this type of stuff is happening to Microsoft, and the interruptions, and then you have the job losses, and you're trying to replace them all with AI, and it's and I truly believe this, and maybe I could be wrong, and I hope that someone can tell me if I'm wrong. That when the AI thing, the bubble pops, and it will pop, what is going to be the out? Because now you have this stuff happening. What's it going to look like when this stuff happens again? Like not just the AI bubble burst, then you have a huge service coming down. They're like, oh, the airlines don't work, uh, we can't even vote in the Scottish parliaments and such, or the governments can't actually do their job. And then you have you know shopping online, everything is down because of these three mega tech companies. These tech oligarchs are here. So again, billionaires don't know what they're doing. Billionaires who have all this power and no guardrails, no checks on them. They can't be checked by anybody else. So at this point, it is worrying. And when you do have that problem, man, that's the true fear. That's the true scary part of it. Yeah, these mega corporations, and they have all these powers, including shopping, um, airlines, governments, just majority of our lives. Hell, even the beds we sleep on. This again, the free fall of not just Microsoft and Xbox and all this type of stuff worries me. That's like I said. Give me the dude from Scream or the Freddy Krueger any day, because this right there, that's nothing. This stuff right here, that's the real terror. This right here, man. Where is someone to come in and just smash these big companies and just like and be done with it? Because there's too much money, too much power, and no one else is trying to rescue. And honestly, I don't see anyone with the will or the way to actually the political will and the political will, not just in the United States, but also in the rest of the world, to actually you know take out these companies. And then the question becomes, if these companies have all this power, then why we need what is used to our governments and such. You know, just something to think about. Anyway, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for sticking with me, Duke CT, on this Hallows Eve and such, pre-Hallows Eve. Thank you so much. I know it's probably scared you a bit about that, but we'll all scare them now and then, and we'll shake things up for you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening to me, Duke CT. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.